under treaty entitled Treaty of Rome and Growth. It says in 1957, Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and West Germany signed the Treaty of Rome, showing you that it's Rome all over again, man. So Rome is Rome. They're not going to put Rome on anything, but when you go back to the origins, it's Rome. The agreement was under the name of Treaty of Rome and Growth. And let me read down. It says they also signed another pact creating the European Atomic Energy Community, dealing with nuclear power, nuclear weapons, for cooperation in developing the nuclear energy. Both treaties came into force in 1958. That's when they really came into power, in 1958. All right? And I believe it was NATO that came into power. I believe it was 1959. I'm 49. 49, you're right. So you see how this is coming together? You see how the primary treaty that was used to bring these EU nations together, and NATO, because some of the NATO nations are also part of the EU nations. Like America is part of NATO, but not a part of the EU. All right? Germany is part of NATO and a part of the EU. So when you speak about NATO, you have to mention the EU, the European Union, which their money system is the euro, all right? But you see how when you go to the origins, it actually mentions Rome.
It says, Revelation 17:12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the beast is NATO.
Yeah, so EU going to give their power to the military union force known as NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And Canada is a part of that, man. And if you notice, every last one of the NATO nations are Edomite nations. There's no African nations among that. There's no East Indian nations among that. Military powers Japan is not a part of it. China's not a part of it. Russia's not a part of it, because that's why they established themselves against the superpower Russia.
Yep. The great red dragon. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
What do you mean by the great red dragon?
Being the European nations.
Yeah, because it sound like you saying Russia, because it's red. Yeah, don't get confused, man. The great red dragon was talking about the ancient pagan Roman Empire. All right, that beast, and that beast is back here. Okay, I just wanted to say that.
Just to make sure it's clarified. Yep. That's right. 16th verse. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
One of those 10 nations, I believe, is England, if I'm not mistaken. Is England part of the EU? Okay, so that goes back to Jeremiah 50, right? About your mother shall be confounded.
Also in Obadiah, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, something like that.
Yep. That's right. That's
roughly
right.
Paraphrasing.
That's right.
So their own allies are going to turn against them. I'm talking about America. America's own allies are going to turn against America and shoot missiles on this place, right along with Russia and all the other countries. That's why America is going to be a lake of fire, man. Because so many
going
missiles.
to perdition.
Yeah.
The going to perdition part is Babylon.
Yeah.
them other European nations, the rest of NATO and the EU, they're gonna get jacked up, but they're gonna go into slavery. Ain't no Edomite in America gonna serve slavery. They're gonna be dead.
They're gonna be dead.
The first to serve slavery are them Europeans, man.
Yeah.
Over there in the different parts of Europe.
Yeah. So many missiles are gonna hit this place. Is definitely gonna turn this place into a lake of fire.
Gone. And it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Remember, those are European nations, not Japan, not China, not African nations, not East Indian nations, not the Arab world, but their own allies, pursuant to Obadiah.
Yeah, 'cause they have the missile too. That's why they set up that other thing, the atomic treaty energy thing. You know, so they're going to burn it with fire.
Oh, well, in the Apocrypha, it speaks about the Asian nations. It says, thou art partaker with of how's it go, of Babylonia. Some roughly paraphrasing, meaning the Chinese, they want to get down with America. The Japanese, they want to get down with America.
They're going to hate Babylon too.
Yeah, they're going to hate, yeah.
At the end of this deal, this Curious George is going to do, or somebody's going to do, to make all these nations, these European nations, their allies, turn against them.
Yep.
Something major is going to happen, because they're sticking their nose in everything, man. So something's going to backfire. Major's going to happen to make all these European nations, all their allies, ultimately come against them. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 17, for the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. And if America is not Babylon the Great, then where and who is she?
And with that, we went over like a half an hour, man. But this brother asked a question, and I can see that certain people are rusty on that breakdown. But that's all right. Because, hey, we're men, you know. So what we're going to have to start doing, and if you notice, the last month and a half, we've been going into prophecies, right? And that's what time we're living in, man. We're not talking about having a cookout, man. You know? We're not talking about going to great adventures and shit. You know? We're not talking about, hanging out and, going balloon, hopping on hot air balloons and shit like that, man. We're not talking about taking the winters off. We're not talking about kayak racing and shit like that, man. We're into these scriptures, man. Okay? You're not going to see us doing catons and shit, man. Yeah. You're not going to see us teaching that the mark of the beast is Christianity and an embargo. Watch some other guys. You can follow them, man. Baloo, you talking about everybody going to Nate and all that. Well, guess what? Let them go to that stumbling block, man. We're only concerned about the elect. And we're not even concerned about the elect. We're just doing our job. It's the Most High that's going to open the minds of the elect, man. We're just doing our work, man. If Israel be not gathered, guess what? We're still going to be justified. If you go to what is that? Ezekiel 3:17, I believe it's in. Warn them. Yep, that's right. Say something. I got one more scripture I want to bring out.
Because we're robots for the Most High. Nigga Lahab used to say that we're robots for the Most High, and he was too. He's a robot. Well, the Most High on the left hand side through Satan. But like Apostle Tahal said, we're robots for the Most High. That's true. Because really, the scripture says, be not concerned how the unjust shall be punished, but how the righteous shall be saved. Which, in our personal emotions, which that don't carry in anything, all we worrying about is the elect. Okay, which the Most High has already got the elect. So really, that's deep what Apostle Tahal said. We not really supposed to worry about the elect. Because the Most High already got them. That man, Yahweh Shai said, "What, I have lost none." Okay, except the son of which he was. Yeah, but you know what? Ultimately, the 2/3 going to come back through the elect. So none is lost, really. That's why the scripture said, "All Israel shall be saved." But pretty much we're terminators for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man.
That's why we go out in the winter, man.
Yeah.
Because we're soldiers.
Yeah.
When you're in the military, right? The scriptures say endure hardness as a good soldier, right? When your commander says, "Look, we're going out." Hey, what's this guy? What's his name? Hannibal.
Yeah.
Remember when they went over the Alps?
Yeah.
And the ones that made it were the strongest ones. The weaker ones died because of that cold, man.
Yeah,
but them guys, they fought through the cold.
Yep.
So that's us, man.
Yep.
Them guys are